And it doesn't want to open. I should really do this like off camera. Alright, so this is my nozzle I built. Just built it by drilling holes in a piece of copper pipe, then taking this hose barb fitting and soldering it inside. Picked up these two from the hardware store, and they go from this really coarse thread for, I think, oil line. And that seems to be like, or seems to thread into my nozzle pretty well. You can see I broke the end off this, and this gauge is all knackered, so that's why I'm using this thing instead of like this other one which I just bought. And it's replacing it. It's all full, so when this one goes wrong, I'll have something to put it out with. So now this obviously just threads into here. I'm going to thread into this guy. I think I'll just use some epoxy. Yeah, I really ought to do this off camera. I'll just cut this, or I won't, and it'll be funny. You'll laugh at me. Oh well. That's what I get for getting this stuff for free. A lot of times if you go into like hardware stores, they'll give you this expired epoxy for free. Because they really can't sell it, but it still works pretty well unless you let it sit in your shop for another year after it's expired. So now my fire extinguisher has a threaded hole. And you can do this obviously if you just want to turn your fire extinguisher into like a pressurized canister. So you could like hook a tire valve to this, so you could pressurize it with your air compressor and then hook this up to your tires and then squeeze it and it'd fill up your tires, because these get up to 300 psi. Tested to 300 psi. So that means that you could fill this up way past your standard air compressor. Does Teflon tape hold up to gasoline? Anybody know? Comment if you think it will, because I'm going to Google it. Probably put a comment in after the fact while I'm editing saying that it actually doesn't. And I had to replace this. It's a mobile-friendly vise. Now, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I think that this nozzle here is pretty ingenious. Because what it does is it takes this and put it on the end of a blowtorch. You need a way to light it. You can tell that this works because there are two separate flames. There's the flame in the center, which is actually what's coming out of the blowtorch. That's the gas, which is already mixed. And then there's also the lighter blue flame on the outside, which that is air that's being pulled up through these holes and then being burned. And also, surprisingly, this is still cool to the touch, even though there's a very hot flame burning there. That's because the air coming through is actually cooling the part while it's doing that. So that way this stays relatively cool and hopefully won't melt my plastic fire extinguisher. Alright, now the epoxy is still drying, but I'm impatient, so I want to see how this thing looks. Oh. That looks awesome. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for new videos, hopefully every month.